And welcome to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mystic Raven. Alright guys, so I have a new Magicka Templar PvP build. This is called the Deductor. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it with the character sheet first. Okay, this is a Resto Destro build. On this bar, on Resto, we're looking at 36,215 max Magicka. Health and Cyrodiil's 21,625. Magic recovery is 1,832. Spell damage on Resto sides 1,762 before any buffs. Spell resistance 17,267. Physical resistance a little low, 12,602. I will get into it. Critical resistance is at 2,015. Off to the left, you're going to see everything's allocated into max Magicka. We are using Witch Mother's Potent Brew. We are a vampire, and we're using the Lover Mundus. On the Destro side, excuse me, you're going to see max magic at 38,439. Recovery is 1857. Max health 21,625. Spell damage before any buffs 2,007. And once again, resistance remain the same. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the sets. We're going to be using Mending. We're going to be using the Master Staff. If you don't have the Master Staff, just any Flame Staff will work. This just gives me an excuse to use my Master Staff in this build. Typically I don't use them, but in this one I'm going to be using my Master Staff. We're going to be using a Grothar's Headpiece, and we're going to be using Wizard's Repost. Okay, let's go down piece by piece. Okay, we're going to be using the Mending set. Restoration Staff. You can increase with enchant with increases if you want. That's fine. I just put recoveries on there. Nirnholm. What does Mending do? It's going to add 124 Magicka recovery, max health, 2% healing done. When you use an area of effect heal ability, you reduce the weapon damage of all enemies within 10 meters of you by 415 for 3 seconds. Now, if they're using Nirnholm, which a lot of people are, they're actually going to lose about 525 or something like that. It really comes in handy. It's reducing their damage. Okay. Master Staff, you get this in Vet DSA. Just going to use this. This is in Nirnholm. You can go ahead and put increase on it or use poisons, whatever your preference. Just reduces the cost of destructive touch, increases the direct damage by 2,000. Okay. Grothar's Visage, Heavy, Infuse, Max Magicka Ideal. Okay. Robo Mending, Infuse, Max Magicka Ideal. Wizard's Repost. Okay. This one's Impen, Max Magicka Ideal. Okay. It's going to give us health, spell damage, magic recovery. When I take critical damage, I apply minor maim to the enemy for 15 seconds, reducing their damage done by 15%. Add that with the Mending set, right? So basically, if they're a stamina user, they're going to get a reduction of 15% on top of losing weapon damage. They're basically getting crippled the more they hit you. It's really, really nice. They're crippling themselves the more they engage in combat. So, really love it. Really like this set. Sash of Mending, Divine, Max Magicka. You can go with Impen if you want the extra, penetration from the Lover. Just keep it Divine. Wizard's Repost Gloves, Impen, Max Magicka Ideal. Breachers of Mending, Divine. This one is Ideal, Max Magicka Ideal. Wizard's Repost Shoes, Impen, Max Magicka Ideal. Excuse me. Wizard's Repost Necklace, increase with spell damage. Ring of Mending, recovery. And Wizard's Repost Ring, increase. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the skills here. Okay, primary offensive bar. Okay, Flame Reach. Okay, that's why we're using the Master Staff on this one. So we have a knockback. We're going to be using the Aurora Javelin. Very, very important why we're using Aurora Javelin as our spammable between the two. Alright, so basically we're going to proc it up with Purifying Light. Okay, Purifying Light passive right down here. When we cast a Dawn's Wrath ability, it's going to grant us minor sorcery for 20 seconds. That's increasing our spell damage by 5%, right? We use a potion, gain major sorcery. So we get the major, we get the minor, we apply this, it's going to copy damage, right? Very, very simple. Now, you add this with the Adderx Spear's ability of, right here, a Burning Light. We have a 25% chance to deal an additional 4,451 magic damage anytime we use an Adderx Spear ability. That's why it's our spammable. Think of a mage, right? Mage uses Mage's Wrath, right? To proc what? Its finisher. Same kind of concept. So basically, you're using the Aurora Javelin as a spammable to do what? Apply extra damage from your passive. That's what you're doing, essentially. Okay, we're going to do a shield stacking effect just like a Sork would. So we're going to use Harness Magicka on this side, and we're going to use our Healing Ward on that side. Same kind of effect. Okay, we're going to Radiant Pression. It's our finisher, 20% in proportion. We're going to use Inner Light. That's going to go ahead and give us our Major Prophecy, and on top of it, it's going to increase our Max Magicka by 5%. We're going to use Soul Assault. Currently, it's at 57, but let's give you an idea here. So I'm going to drink the pot. We're going to go in. Now I'm at 62. 62,000 Magicka. Cut it in half. That's 31,000 on the channel. So hits really friggin' hard. Back bar, once again, Purifying Light. This starts everything. You want to hit them, they can cleanse it, that's fine. You know, keep the pressure. This is going to proc our Mending on our Resto side. Remember, on the Resto, we have the 5 of the Mending. So we're going to lay down Ritual Retribution. It's going to have a cleanse to it. It's going to apply a heal effect. And it's also going to apply a damaging effect. Okay, once again, Healing Ward. Honor of the Dead. I like this better than Breath of Life and Cyrodiil. Why? Because if I'm healing other people, I get that cost reduction. Okay? Then we're going to have Elusive Mist. Get that out of there. Give us our Major Expedition. Here's a big one when you're facing large groups. Solar Disturbance. Right? So we're applying minor maim with the repos. Guess what? Now we're applying also major maim, reducing their damage done by 30%. That's 45% damage reduction, right? On top of Mending. So if you're in a group and you guys coordinate well, all of a sudden you're reducing their damage output by 45, add another additional 500 and something on top of the Mending. So we're deducting all that damage, right? Up front. Amazing, amazing. All right, let's go ahead and get into the champion points here. Start off with the Apprentice, how we got this allocated. We're going to be doing healing. Not our primary focus, but we are a Templar, so we're going to damage and heal at the same time. Bless, 707. Elemental Expert, 1301. Spell Erosion, 3,184. We're looking at almost a little over 11k pen. Very important. Staff Expert, 606. Master at Arms, 23%. Right? We want to go ahead and scale up that direct damage a little bit more. Also, we're going to have that Butcher. Really nice. Thaumaturge, 31, 13, 13. A lot of people are going to be like, your stuff scales off of Thaumaturge. Listen, I'm dealing a lot of direct damage. I'm just using it as a finisher to bust them out. That's it. So I'm going to scale this down a little bit lower. I want a little bit more direct damage up front. Okay. Ironclad, 14.14. Resistance, 12.68. Hardy, 11.10. We are a vampire, but keep in mind how much spell resistance we have. All right. So we're going to knock that down to 3.17. Light armor, we need to increase our physical resistance, 4,113. Thick skin, 611. We're going to be using shield stacking. Bastion, 1208. Warlord, 11.35. Siphoner, big one here. We're going to reduce their health, magicka, and stamina recovery by 14% for 3 seconds anytime we do a light or heavy attack. Very, very important. Once again, we want to deduct. We want to go ahead and reduce their resource, their damage, anything we can to give us the advantage, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Tenacity, 909. Arcanus, 14%. Healthy, 707. We are a vampire. It's not going to be too much. It'll offset just a little bit. Just, plus you're going to get that nice wild running passive. All right, nothing into the shadow, and that is how the champion points are allocated. Once again, guys, very simple. This is a very, Very nice build. Ranged, you don't have to be up in people's faces. You can play the back. You can play 1v1. You can go ahead and play small group play, and you can get involved in the Zerg. This is a very versatile build. Love this build. Love it, love it. People are probably going to say it's cancerous. I personally don't give a shit. This is a nasty, effective build. Love this build. Love it. So keep in mind, once again, proc up the damage, add the Purifying Light, get that minor sorcery, copy the damage. You want to copy that damage. Then we're going to go ahead, do the Flame Reach, hit them with the knockback. Also follow up with the Roar Javelin. These are our two. Bust them down, hit them with the Soul Assault, hit them with the finisher. They're not going to live. Nobody's... And it's nice thing about Soul Assault here. Big deal. You hit a Nightblade with this. Enemies affected by this ability are revealed for 2 seconds and may not enter stealth for 2 seconds. It's enough time to kill them and get them out of the way. Alright? Love it. Okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed the build. It was my pleasure. I took a couple little things that I've done in the past. I did the mending set in PvP. It's very effective. I stayed with it, especially for DPS. I just find it very resourceful in the Templar. Really works out good. The repost, just once again, it's a really nice build. Love this build. All right, if anybody has any questions or comments, please post below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and once again and always, have a nice day.